Alright, bitches, I'm doing this shit. Welcome to the WTF, don't know what it stands for, I'll check that in a second. Draft League. It is not what the fuck, by the way. But I was invited to it by these guys, Atlas and Shane, who are in some of my other leagues. And I drafted pretty much an entire new team. This is the draft recap. Entire team that I've pretty much never used before. You'll recognize one of them from the IBL Season 1. But other than that, I really haven't used any of these before. Checking real quick what it stands for. The Worldwide Technical Federation. I know the joke was the WTF, ha 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 ha, obviously. But, yeah. So, quick thing before I get into my team. Myself and a few others are also doing power rankings for this league. We've already done them. And my draft did not place very highly. I will make a separate video on that, power rankings though. And the first one we did together as a group. The other ones I think will be separated more. Like, more individual. At least mine certainly will. And I will be doing videos covering them each week after the battles are done. We're gonna hop right into it with Frank here. My Tapu Bulu was my tier 1 pick. And I'm gonna go kind of in depth with him. Grassy Surge is always fun. Heal yourself, weaken ground type moves, but I don't really have it, or not all ground type moves. I believe it's Magnitude, Earthquake, and Dig. Which I have no Pokemon that really want to use any of those moves. Except for maybe a physical Nidoking. But, with not a terrible special attack, and a really high physical attack, and defense, and even special defense and HP are good, this Pokemon is all around going to do a lot for me. It can bulk up, it can Calm Mind, it can disable if I want to do a more Stally variant. It can Leech Seed as well. It can set up screens if I really want it to. It can Nature's Madness. Obviously, like everything, it can Protect. It can Toxic. It can Sub. It can use both Roar and Whirlwind. Don't know why I would need both, but it doesn't matter. It can Swords Dance if I really want it to. It can Synthesis to heal itself. It can Taunt. And that's just its kind of, fun play moves. That I can work with. When it comes to actual offense, which is what I'll typically be using it for, it has Brick Break, Facade, Horn Leech, Mega Horn, Nature's Madness again, like I said, Seed Bomb, Rock Slide, Superpower, Wood Hammer, Zen Headbutt. No Fairy type physical move, but that's fine. A lot of Grass Stab that I can work with, play around with. Sometimes I might bring Wood Hammer, sometimes I'll bring Seed Bomb, sometimes I'll bring Horn Leech. But even still, like I said, with not a terrible special attack stat, if I make kind of a bulkier variant with Calm Mind, I can run special offense with Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Hidden Power, Focus Blast, Nature's Madness again. And I can really work with this Pokemon a lot. I think it's it was my first draft pick, and I think it was nice to pick it up to build around. Solar Beam. Hey, if someone sets up the sun for me somehow, I can go in. But that is my... no, I have Energy Ball. So never mind. I was going to say that's my only stab grass type move on the special side, but I lied. Nickname I'm not too confident in. If anyone has some suggestions, feel free to let me know. Next up we have Krakatoa the Entei, named after a giant volcano. I like that nickname. None of y'all are changing it. Again, it can be run physical or special. With moves like Extrasensory and Eruption, and then Extreme Speed and Flare Blitz and Sacred Fire. Never gonna run Flare Blitz over Sacred Fire. I don't know why I mentioned it. Will always be shiny in case I want to run Extreme Speed and just to trip up opponents. A banded set is nice. Again, Calm Mind, if I want to run it special, probably won't often, but I can, and it's that mind game. And it's that occasional time that I will. Iron Head to hit some fairies with, not that it really needs it, because it resists them, not the other way around. Hidden Powers if I run special. Shadow Ball if I run special, if I really want to. Sub Will-O-Wisp, it can PP stall things with pressure if I wanted to. It is just all around a good Pokemon. Bulldoze, it doesn't get Earthquake, but it does get Bulldoze, lower some speed. You know how it works. I don't know if Bulldoze is weakened by Grassy Terrain. I'll have to look that up, but if it's not, then that is going to be huge. Body Slam, I don't think it gets anymore. It's only in previous generations. So I don't know any stipulations about running that. I don't think I can have both Body Slam and E-Speed. Not that I would. Probably would never run Body Slam over E-Speed anyways, but it's there. It's an option. That was my Tier 2 pick, by the way. In this league, just quickly, we got one Tier 1, one Tier 2, two Tier 3s, two Tier 4s, a Tier 5, a Mega, and then 4 free picks with our points. It was a point draft. And what I thought was a steal was this Nidoking in Tier 3. Deliora, Shiny, because if you don't watch Fairy Tail, sorry for you, you suck, but I'm not joking. Fairy Tail's not that good, actually. I watched it a few years ago, and it stuck with me. I can run Scarf, I can run Specs, I can run Life Orb Sheer Force. I could run Banded if I wanted to. Again, another potential switch Pokemon. It can be either physical or special. With Earthquake, Earth Power for Ground Stab, Poison Jab, Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave for Poison Stab, Ice Punch and Ice Beam for Ice type coverage. Gets all the elemental punches, so Thunder Punch as well. And Thunderbolt, Fire Punch and Flamethrower, Sucker Punch, Super Fang, Toxic and Toxic Spikes. Can sub, can set up Stealth Rocks. Power Up Punch, Hone Claws. Lot of sets running through my mind with this thing. Really looking forward to using it. Confusion is an option as well for Psychic type coverage. Don't sleep on it, it works. Never gonna run anything but Sheer Force though. So, sorry if you expected me to run Rivalry or Poison Point, it won't happen. And next up is a Pokemon I wanted to draft in the IBL Season 2, but did not get to. I've used it a few in, like, just random competitive on Showdown, but I've never used it in Draft League, and that is the Mienshao. I've been terrified of it every time someone else brings it, but I've never gotten to use it. Her name is Bip, because I couldn't come up with a better name, and I think it fits. Scarf, U-Turn with Regenerator. It's going to be huge. Life Orb also to do more damage. Banded if I really wanted to, with things like High Jump Kick, Fake Out, Knock Off, Poison Jab to hit fairies with. This is the first, like, dedicated physical attacker I have. All the other ones can be either physical or special. But very much looking forward to using this Pokemon. Like I said, I wanted to get in the IBL Season 2, and I did not. Shy Crow took it from me. He told me he was taking it from me. I let him have it. I said I was fine with that. I would find a replacement, which I did. It was because he said he really needed it, and we're buds, so I told him, yeah, go ahead and take it. I'll find something else. Really wish I got it, though. Next up is Onomatopoeia. That sound. Loud noises. The words for sounds, if you didn't know what onomatopoeia means. Like, so boom, clap, stuff like that. Words that describe sound is onomatopoeia. So, another powerful choice Scarfer I got here. A nice Focus Ashmon, potentially. Life Orb user again. This one is more dedicated special with Boom Burst, Hurricane, Draco Meteor. U-turn is there to Scarf and get out. I have a lot of really good Scarfers, not a lot of other cover. Like, I'll have to work around it somewhat. But it does have Defog and Moonlight if somehow, someway I want to run a defensive variant. I wouldn't put it past me. Why did I say Moonlight when it has Roost? What is wrong with me? It gets Super Fang to do guaranteed half to anything. Boom Burst already goes through subs, but it also gets Infiltrator to just guarantee I go through the sub with like a Draco Meteor or something. I think Frisk is going to be very nice to find out other things items. And yeah, it gets Wild Charge for some reason. Did not expect that. Just kind of was scrolling and saw that. Okay. Taunt, Tailwind, lots of fun things that I can do with this Pokemon. Again, one that I've seen other people use and I've helped other people build with, but I've never personally used in draft. Actually, right here, another mon you may recognize from the IBL, or one of the two that you might recognize from the IBL Season 1. We got, actually, Season 1 and 2. We got Tutankhamun the Quagragus. I just needed a bulky ghost type for, it was in Tier 4, I thought it was a good steal for Tier 4, so I went with it. Yeah, that's pretty much my main reasoning for it. I don't really need to go into too much detail. You guys have all seen me use it. You know how I work with it. It's a great mon, both physically and especially defensive. Willow or Toxic with Hex is always nice. It gets Toxic Spikes to set up. It can knock off things. And those are my first 6 mons. Next up is my Tier 5. I originally wanted Cryogonal here, but it got taken from me, like, the turn before I was going to draft it. It sucked. But I ended up getting Dudley because I needed a spinner. Hazard removal was really bad on this team. The main reason why I placed so low is because of my poor hazard removal. But I think Dudley, a nice rocker, a nice spinner. Didn't have a rock or a bug type yet, I don't think. Still don't have a rock or a bug type, other than Dudley. So he has his spot. Earthquake is going to be kind of shunned away from because of fucking grassy terrain, but Hone Claw's setup, you never know. Maybe a Swords Dance too. I believe he gets that. Yes, he does. Knockoff, Rock Slide or Stone Edge, X-Scissor, Superpower, Liquidation. You don't get Poison Jab. I really thought you did. Aqua Jet for priority. If its special attack was a little bit better, I would consider running it special with like Flash Cannon, Earth Power, and stuff, but I can't validate that in my head. I'm sure there are other moves that I'm not seeing here that will be very useful that I can use in the future. But for now, I think I've about covered that. Bulldoze, if that, I have to double check, but if that doesn't get weakened by grassy terrain, I can run that over Earthquake and it provides more utility. Lowering speed and also getting that ground type coverage. Next up, the trash member of the team, my Mega. Why the Mega Autono? Big problem with this thing, it only gets healer. It only gets healer. Even in doubles, it's not that good because of its ability. But in singles, it's absolutely useless. If it got Regenerator, this thing would be a Tier 1 Mega, and I wouldn't mind grabbing it. But I already had a Fairy type with the Tapu Bulu, so I wasn't keen on grabbing it. What I really wanted, and I ended up changing Mesprit afterwards once I got sniped on this, I originally wanted Miltank there, which would have really rounded out this draft and made it a hell of a lot better if I got both of those. But I really wanted Mega Alakazam, and it got sniped from me. I told everyone I was doing my Mega last because it was the least important thing to me. Little did I know it would actually affect me that much because I needed Psychic type coverage, or I needed something good. And I'm semi-glad I got this because I did need a Cleric, which this thing does do. It has Heal Bell, it has Calm Mind, it has Wish. So it can do things, it's just not very good. I'm excited to use it and prove it though. I've talked shit on this Pokemon so much, I never thought I'd be drafting it, but I did. And I'm excited to see if I can make it work. I really am. I'm not going to go too much in depth with this just because I don't know the Mon very well. I have to study it better. But I know if I'm going to attack with it, I'm going to go special attack. I can Encore with it, lock people into moves. I can Calm Mind. Tapu Bulu's recommended moves had Disable. This one doesn't, and it doesn't get it. That's upsetting. I thought this thing... If any Pokemon should get Disable, why not this thing? Why does Tapu Bulu get it and this thing doesn't? But if I'm going to be attacking, I'm going to be running special. Hey, I can Healing Wish with this thing. Get something back up to full. Sack off this shitty piece of shit. I don't know. It's an option. Next up was my second pick. It was actually my second pick overall, and my second Tier 1 pick, because I had enough points to do so. Tigrera the Zeraora. Let me know if any of y'all get that nickname. That's an old school reference from my childhood. Not really, it was like 10 years ago. It's not that old. But, this thing is just insane. Life Orb, doesn't really matter what item you're on. Life Orb, Expert Belt. You can go Scarf and guaranteed outspeed everything around you. 9 times out of 10, this is going to be the fastest thing on either side of the field. Which is very great. I love working with speed tiers like that. It has Bulk Up and Calm Mind. Again, can be run physical or special, depending on what I'm feeling that week. A lot of variety with it. It has Fake Out, Hone Claws, Knock Off. Plasma Fist is its signature move. Thunderbolt Volt Switch does not get U-turn, which is upsetting. I originally wanted Zapdos in this slot, but it got taken. And I worked around it. Zeraora was definitely my number 2 pick for an electric type, and I got it. So, it's definitely faster than the Zapdos, which is very good in my opinion. It does not have anywhere near as much utility. It can't heal itself. It can't U-turn, so if my opponent has a ground type, I can't Volt Switch on them. But I think its offensive presence will benefit me just as much as Zapdos's support presence would. Especially because what I'm going to get to at the end, I'm just going to quickly mention here, I drafted the Electrium Z. So, because we got to draft a Z Crystal, not Z Captains like we did in the IBL Season 2. More like Season 1, where I got to draft a Z Crystal. And I plan on using Z moves much more often this recently. Haven't really used them in the IBL Season 2, have I? I don't want to check, because my team is there for my current week. And I'm pretty sure this will be uploaded before that week battle is done. So not going to check really quick. I know I have a Z move on that team, though. So watch out. You know who you are. My opponent, you know who you are. Watch out for that Z move. Next up, my best hazard removal and my best hazard setter, arguably. I do have a few other good ones, like the one we're about to get to, the Mesprit, the Bisharp, the Armaldo, the Nidoking. But arguably my best hazard setter and definitely my best hazard remover is Jeremy the Empoleon here, coming back from Season 1 in the IBL. I talked shit about him a lot, but he pulled through. And I really needed this Pokemon here. And so that's kind of what I went with. Originally I had Swampert in this slot, and I made a lot of changes to my team through the course of the draft. I was considering getting Mega Gyarados, and that would have been a big thing that I definitely wouldn't have gotten Empoleon if I did, but I didn't. Kind of like Pythagoras, I don't really have to explain it. You guys should know generally how I use it if you go back and watch those old videos. They're not really old, they're from like a month or two ago. Same quality as the shit I'm doing now. Not much has changed. It gets Aqua Jet though, Defog, Flash Cannon Scald, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, knockoff. Nice coverage for either side. Stealth Rocks and Defog, obviously. Toxic, Roar, stuff like that. Hidden Powers for coverage. I don't believe anyone drafted Manaphy, so I don't need this thing to wall that, but hey. Looking at you, little kid. It worked. Yeah, other than that, I think that's all I really have to say about Empoleon. It's a good special wall. I kind of needed it. I had some physical walls planned, but not really a good special one like Empoleon here, who is kind of both. But moving on, my replacement for my failed Mega, my Psychic type, Bubbles the Mesprix. I didn't have a better nickname. If you do have a better one, let me know. Same thing with Y up here, because I don't actually plan on naming it Y. I just didn't know what else to call it. The Bubbles here, I don't really know how Mesprit is used. I know it's like a nice, it's the mid-tier one between Uxie and Azelf. Both of them are better than it, arguably, because they're better in different aspects. But it can do what both of them can do moderately well. I just dropped something, that's fun. So I can run it bulky, I can run it offensive. It's a Levitate user off the ground, good, because I have a few ground weaknesses, not too many. Let me count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's actually quite a bit. I didn't realize how bad my ground weakness was. And I was talking shit on someone else during the power rankings for their ground weakness. God damn. But I do have ways I can handle my ground weaknesses, like my, simply outspeeding them and hitting Ice Beam on most of my bonds, like the Nidoking, hitting Hidden Power Ice with the Zeraora, walling them with the fucking Cofagrigus. I have two immunities between Levitate and a flying type with Noivern. But God, I really wanted that Zapdos. That would get rid of one of my weaknesses and give me an immunity. Fuck. Snipes really did not help my team. But in any case, I'm getting sidetracked from what I was talking about. Arguably a good Stealth Rocker. It gets Calm Mind, it gets Healing Wish, just like the Mega Audino. I can just sacrifice this thing to heal something else. It can T-Wave things, it can Trick, it can U-turns and Headbutt. I don't know a lot about the Pokemon, I'll have to learn a bit more, but I know I can make use of its skills, I guess I can say. Again, in answer for my ground type weakness, it's pretty fast, it's immune to them, it has Ice Beam. Things like the Zygarde don't care about the immunity, but that's fine because they don't like the Ice Beam, and I'm confident I can make myself live 1,000 arrows if I really tried. With base 80 HP and 105 in both defenses, I can do it. So, yeah. Last, but certainly not least, I had enough points to get another Tier 2 Mon, which was this Bisharp. After getting my Mega, because my Mega gave me extra points, I was able to secure this Pokemon. It was actually my last draft pick overall. Originally, I really wanted Umbreon for a Dark type. I knew I needed a Dark type early on, and I really wanted Umbreon. Really badly. But it just didn't play out well. Like, it got sniped super early, and I did not want to have to draft it that early. I had other picks I wanted more. So I just kind of had to work with it. I don't know if hidden ability is legal on this thing, but PP stalling with this thing, just like my big guy Krakatoa. The Entei is the word I was looking for. Definitely an option. Checkmate the Bisharp here. I already had a Steel type with Empoleon, but I did need the Dark type, and another Steel type doesn't hurt. really, it does hurt my ground type weakness, but something I had to deal with. Knockoff, Iron Head, Night Slash, Poison Jab, all that fun stuff. Gets Stealth Rocks, Rock Polish. Defiant is a nice ability. Prevents people from removing your hazards, really. Because they click T-Fog, you're getting up to +2. Have fun dealing with a Bisharp at +2. Especially if I end up Sword Stancing on the same turn. Not gonna make you happy. Gets Taunt as well. Or not even if I end up Sword Stancing on the same turn. If I end up Rock Polishing on that turn, I will outspeed you every single time and hurt like a bitch. I'm lying about the every single time thing, by the way. Pretty sure a Scarf Zeraora will always outspeed a Bisharp at +2. Sad truth here, boys. Sad truth. But that's about it for this. I did mention my Z Crystal, the Electrium Z. Really, only mons that I have that can take advantage of it soundly are the Mesprit, the Nidoking, and the Zeraora. But I'm sure I can find fun ways to use it. You don't get Wild Charge, which is really upsetting. Really hoping you got Wild Charge. God damn it. Yeah, I don't have a lot of electric coverage. I'd have to rely on, like, Z Hidden Power for a lot of things. Wild Charge on this thing is coming 1 week. Do not question it. It will happen. 110%. Can't run a Z move on this thing, but I know it gets electric type coverage. Yeah, main reason, though, is for the Zeraora, who can take big advantage of it. Like, really big. And I know a lot of you are going to watch this and you're going to be questioning my, like, how I judged you in the power rankings, because I'm kind of being hypocritical with my own team. My team didn't rank very highly either. I gave it a nice middle of the road, which I thought was acceptable. Don't have very good use of my Z move, don't have good hazard removal, have a huge ground weakness, I know. But I made the best of what I got. I got sniped a lot. My original draft looked a lot better than this one. So, yeah. It is what it is. My original draft didn't have Entei. It had Hydreigon instead. Didn't end up getting that. Didn't get sniped for me. I just didn't want it. I wanted Noivern instead, and I thought Entei would be better. Especially once my Zapdos got taken from me. I needed a good immunity. I needed a good flying type. I needed bird spam. Hit Hurricane on things. Not a lot of types resist it. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I will do a coverage of the power rankings if you guys want me to, and I see like people are watching it. I'll do it tonight. If not, I will do it probably tomorrow. So yeah, that's the end of that. I hope y'all have a great day. Hope y'all are as excited for this league as I am. And I'm gonna go now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. See you guys later. Bye.